Okay, if you follow me on Twitter, you already know what this intro is gonna be. Yeah, I had the entire Ravens fan base pointing a gun at my head last night. Basically what happened is some Ravens fan tweeted something that said, "I will not tolerate any Lamar Jackson slander." I have no idea who this guy is. I just thought it would be funny to quote that tweet and then just post a picture of the Ravens-Bills playoff game from this last year when the Bills beat them. That was it. I said nothing else. Next thing I know, I have like 300 people tweeting at me. Some of it's friendly fire, some of it's people who are actually really upset with me. And trust me, the empty trophy cases, the 0 rings, the 0-4 in the Super Bowl, guys, I can take that. That's funny. That's good sports humor right there. I'm a Bills fan. I got no rings to show for it. I am aware of that. But it was when people started calling me like a dumbass and a piece of shit and stuff like that, that's when I screenshotted it and then I tweeted it out as a joke saying, hey, you know, Ravens fans are kind of sensitive after that. And that is what caused the eruption of a lifetime. I had people sending me emails saying that a plane ticket to Minneapolis to come kick my ass isn't that much money and it's worth every penny. I had a guy tell me to watch my back if I ever land in Baltimore. I had one guy saying, don't play victim, don't dish out what you can't take back. What do you think we're gonna do? Just sit here and let you insult our quarterback? What? Guys, that's not you defending your quarterback. Threatening to physically hurt me because I posted a picture of a playoff game? That's called insanity. Like, what is wrong with some of you guys, dude? It was a joke. Dude, this world is getting more and more insane by the day, I swear to God. Alright, what is up guys and welcome back to another video. If you're here for MLB The Show today, I apologize. It'll probably be out tomorrow. I just have a very busy day today and I don't have time to record a gameplay. So today instead we're going to be doing something that has been requested yet time and time again, and that is my top 10 NFL tight ends. Super quick thing for anybody that just heard the story, guys, I won't be on Twitter for the next couple days. I need a huge break from it, so anybody that does have a question for my upcoming Q&A, don't tweet them at me, just put them in the comments. Another quick thing for you guys, always use code WyattzWorld on gfuel.com. It saves yourself a discount on any of the G Fuel products. I should probably have the logo showing if I'm gonna plug. Come on, Wyatt.
Elite!
Okay, so anybody who's familiar with these videos, you're gonna know that right away we have to go over the honorable mentions. Jonnu Smith, Jimmy Graham, Logan Thomas, Evan Ingram. He didn't do anything last year, by the way. He was literally horrible. He should have never made the Pro Bowl, especially over Robert Tanyan. That was disgusting. Alright, so starting off the list, and please let me explain this, at number 10 we got Gronk. Gronk, one of the greatest tight ends of all time. Personally, I'd probably put him as number 3 all time. I will not take him over Antonio Gates or Tony Gonzalez, I just can't do it. But yeah, I know who Gronk is. Everybody knows who Gronk is. But when he went to Tampa Bay before O.J. Howard got hurt, Gronk was used for blocking. And that was it. When Gronk got signed, he even said it, I'm here to block. It wasn't like some big stigma that everyone was mad at Gronk. It wasn't like Gronk was being punished. It was nothing like that. He literally knew why he was coming to Tampa. Okay, O.J. Howard got hurt. Gronk stepped back in as a tight end. He showed us that he can very much still play as a tight end. Dominated in the Super Bowl. Looked like classic Gronk again. He was great. He's 32. If O.J. Howard is not hurt, O.J. Howard is probably going to be playing more of a tight end than Gronk is. At least I haven't heard anything saying that Gronk is going to be put in more of a primary offensive position. I have no reason to put him at like number 3 or 4. It's just not there. I put him at number 10. Gronk is still a top 10 tight end. All right, up next we got number 9, and that is going to be Mr. Zack Ertz. My ball, Zack Ertz. Don't ever make that joke again. Oh, okay, no, we're good. Okay, Zack Ertz, a lot of people would probably already write off their list because of his treacherous year last year, which wasn't really his fault. He was in a terrible team and a terrible organization, and he was hurt. Okay, to me at least, that's not going to be enough to throw Zack Ertz out of the top 10. Zack Ertz has been in the top 10 since he came in the league, at least as far as I'm concerned. Like, seriously, I don't understand the slandering of Zack Ertz. He didn't get in trouble. He didn't start fights with his own teammate. He's not some cancerous player. He's not a bad dude. He got hurt and he was on one of the worst possible teams in the league. Honestly, my comparison to that would be like Julio Jones getting hurt and then not playing and then everyone dropping him out of the top 10 wide receivers. Makes no sense. Zack Ertz is still good. He can still catch the ball. He can still break a tackle. He can still block if he needs to. Okay, I still like Zack Ertz and I'm comfortable keeping him at number 9. All right, and number 8, we've got Big Mike Gesicki. I like Mike. A lot of people don't. It doesn't make sense for me to like him considering I'm a Bills fan. Believe it or not, I've been saying this since the year he came into the league. Mike Gesicki is going to be really good. Go look at Mike Gesicki's numbers if you have to. They are jumping drastically. I know he's only been in the league for like 3 years, but his receiving yards go from like 200 to 500 to like 700. Okay, that means they understand that he's a valued asset on that team. They know he's good. They're going to continue to give him the football. It's just going to work out that way. Oh, and by the way, I almost forgot. He's 6'6". Like, he is a big boy. He is a fast boy. He is a strong boy. He is a young boy. So, it looks like it's all up to Tua there. Gesicki, Devontae Parker, Will Fuller, Jalen Waddle, Myles Gaskin. Tua, you've got yourself a mansion built around you. You've just got to figure out how to turn on the lights. That was a pretty good analogy, I think. Give me Gesicki at number 8. All right, number 7. This is one of my favorite tight ends in the league, one of the most underrated tight ends in the league in my book, and that is Hunter Henry. Another great example of good old reliable. Okay, the crazy thing about Hunter Henry is his stats since entering the league like 4 or 5 years ago have not changed hardly at all. All around 500-600 receiving yards, 4 or 5 touchdowns every single year. The reason I'm putting him above a guy especially like Mike is because I strongly believe that if Hunter Henry got the ball more, he would be a very, very dangerous person. Yeah, like seriously, I think he's one of those players that is only not as high up on the charts because he just doesn't have an opportunity to be. Now, he might have a huge role this year with Cam Newton. We all know Cam Newton can't throw the ball more than 10 feet, so Hunter Henry is probably going to be a very dominant asset in that offense. I'm going to take a page out of Kirk Cousins' book here, but throwing to Hunter Henry is like throwing to a gigantic mattress. You can't miss him and he's not going to miss the ball. Although I am curious as to how it's going to look in New England by Jonnu Smith. Those two, by the way, they're going to be a really good duo of tight ends. I just don't know who's going to get more action. All right, and number 6, we're going to have somebody who a lot of you guys are going to think is a top 5 snub, and honestly, I kind of agree with you. At number 6, I've got TJ Hawkinson. 6'5", 250 pounds, and he runs like a 4.7 40. Okay, that's basically like Mark Andrews for anybody who doesn't know. Okay, here's the thing about TJ Hawkins that a lot of people, I don't know if they're going to see it or not, he reminds me a ton of AJ Brown, or I guess AJ Brown would remind me of TJ Hawkinson. Seems like if they're ever in single coverage and somebody's wrapped around them as they're making a catch, that person's gonna be laying on the ground in the next 5 seconds because they tried to tackle a rhinoceros. I don't know, guys, like speed and routes and everything is cool, but raw strength, that's pretty great to see on a football field. But anyway, the only reason I don't have TJ Hawkinson in my top 5 is because he had the most drops on the Lions. 7 drops, that is it. That is not bad. Evan Ingram, I think, had like 12. But like what? Like I can't. Like TJ Hawkinson is putting up similar numbers to everybody who I've already named, except he just has the most drops on his team. Like he's not a top 5 tight end to me, but he can be very soon. We just got to hope Jared Goff can get him the ball better than Matt Stafford could. That makes no sense on paper considering Matt Stafford is 10 times better than Jared Goff, but I guess we'll see. I don't mean to snub you, TJ. I love you. I hope to see you in the top 5 soon. All right, on to number 5, we got Robert Tanyan. The last time I mentioned Robert Tanyan in a video, I had like 300 comments of people irate that I gave him an elite rating when they had no idea who he even was. That is not my problem. That is your problem. 600 yards and 11 touchdowns, and you don't know who that is? Out of any tight end in the league, Robert Tanyan has the most touchdowns besides one person who he's tied with, and that's Travis Kelsey. I just talked about him in another video. This doesn't need to be lengthy. Robert Tanyan gives you a blocker. He gives you a safe haven for Aaron Rodgers when Devontae Adams isn't open. And most importantly, for a tight end his size, he gives you a deep threat. The only argument that anybody could possibly have with Robert Tanyan being in the top 5 right now would have to be his receiving yards, because nothing else would make any sense at all. Not saying I'm right, but other than saying, oh, he only has 600 receiving yards, I don't see a valid excuse. This guy is great. All right, number 4, we do have good old reliable Mark Andrews. Mark Andrews is a top 5 tight end, and anybody who tries to argue that, I'm very curious to know why. There are games out there where Mark Andrews literally is the Baltimore Ravens offense. Okay, and this is gonna kind of mix and match with what I said about TJ Hawkinson, but Mark Andrews is just a better TJ Hawkinson. Same size, same weight, a little bit faster, he's got better hands. That is it. Okay, if they get up to the end zone and Lamar doesn't run it, Mark Andrews is going to be the first target. If they're in any sort of play action pass, Mark Andrews is going to be the first option. He's the closest guy to Lamar. He is enormous. He's always going to be Lamar's first option in oh shit situations. I like Mark Andrews and I'm comfortable taking him at number 4. All right, now we're down to the final 3 spots. These are basically neck and neck. Starting off with number 3, we do have Darren Waller. Okay, in Darren Waller's first 3 seasons in the NFL, he had a grand total of 18 receptions. In his last 2 seasons, he has had 197 receptions and has nearly broken 1,200 yards in back-to-back years. Basically, Darren Waller pulled an Adam Thielen. Okay, Darren Waller could be a wide receiver pretty much at any time he wanted to be. He's just as fast as half of the receivers in the league. He's bigger than half the receivers in the league. He's got better hands than half the receivers in the league. He's just one of the best athletes in the league. This is a very premature statement, but if Darren Waller does this for 5-6 more consecutive years, that man's gonna go to the Hall of Fame. And for those wondering like why I sound like I'm shocked or stunned, guys, I've just never seen anybody like Darren Waller. Kyle Pitts looks like Darren Waller, okay? Give me Darren at number 3. All right, and number 2. Anybody that thinks I hate the 49ers, this hurts me to do it, but I'm putting Kittle at number 2, and I want to put him at number 1. I think George Kittle is better than Travis Kelsey. I think he's better all around. Talk about a complete package. He is a complete package. He's one of the only tight ends that it's actually fun to watch him block because he puts people on their asses. In the most positive, best way possible, George Kittle is a fucking psychopath. If he wouldn't have gotten hurt last year, he was Jimmy's guy. He was the number 1 there. Pretty sure when he got hurt, he was putting up like 20-30 points a week in fantasy, just like Kelsey was. I could be wrong on that. That could have been 2 years ago. But no, like seriously, with his age, with the personality, with the persona that he carries, with the talents that he brings to your team, what we've been able to see, I think George Kittle is the best tight end in this league without a doubt. What trips me out about George Kittle is he's one of those guys that can literally do both in one play. I've seen him block and catch a pass in the same play. You're having this man cover your ass so you can find a target, and if you still can't find one, then he's just gonna run down the field and get open himself. Like, what? Dude, he is so good. Just please, for the love of God, stay healthy, George. And number 1, you guys already know it, we got Travis Kelsey. The reason I say he's number 1 is because other than Patrick Mahomes, he is the most important person on the Chiefs. He is more important than Tyreek. He's more important than Clyde. He's more important than the Honey Badger. He's more important than Andy Reid. Okay, you know when you guys are riding on like a subway or a roller coaster or an airplane, there's typically panic buttons around in case shit goes wrong, you've got to hit it. Travis Kelsey is Patrick Mahomes' safety button. If nobody's open, if he's under pressure, if he can't find anybody, he looks for one person, and that is Travis Kelsey every single time. Travis Kelsey was getting 30 points a week in fantasy, 10 plus receptions a game. Hell, we've seen this play time and time again. Buffalo, you know a thing or two about it. They get up to the end zone, he fakes a handoff and he flips it back to Kelsey for him to just plow it through the line. Travis Kelsey gets a 5-6 foot running start at the 1 yard line, guys. There is no force that can stop a man that size. It's just not happening. Like, is there anything that the guy can't do in Kansas City? I like Travis Kelsey too. It's like, I'm not a hater. It doesn't pain me to put him above Kittle because I love Kittle. But what I'm saying is I think Kittle is better. I think he's younger. I think he's more talented than a very talented Travis Kelsey. But I don't think Travis Kelsey would be as sought after if he wasn't on the Chiefs. Actually, I can guarantee that. He'd probably still be top 5, but he would not be the Travis Kelsey he is right now. And no, Mahomes doesn't make Travis Kelsey. Travis Kelsey makes Travis Kelsey. I'm aware of that. All right, guys, and that is going to be a wrap on my top 10 NFL tight ends. That sounds so sexual when I say it too, and it never is meant to be. Anyway, guys, if you like this video, you already know what to do. I don't even need to say it, but I'm going to anyway. Hit the thumbs up, hit the subscribe, share it, do what you gotta do. Anybody who's involved in the Q&A, just put them in the comments below. I'm not gonna go on Twitter for a couple days, so I'll just read whatever I can here. The show should hopefully be back tomorrow. Like I said, guys, I just didn't have time to haul a PlayStation down here, record, and then edit a gameplay. That stuff takes a very long time, and it takes a long time to upload. But it's coming, and it's coming soon, guys. Thank you for your patience. Anyway, guys, you already know the drill. I'm gonna hop off and get this stuff edited so you guys can watch it. As always, I hope you guys have a terrific rest of your day, and I will see you in the next video.